the airport and I seen a drill instructor screaming at all these kids, making them sit down. And I actually turned around and walked 100 feet the opposite direction. And I actually lit up a cigarette. And I was like, oh my God, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I smoked a cigarette and I was like, no. I was like, I'm not going to do this. So I remember walking over there. And after that, it was like, they yelled at you a little bit, but nothing much because you're at a public airport, you know.
Right.
But once you got on that bus, it was screaming. Once we got off the bus at the boot camp and you had to go stand on, never forget the yellow footprints. You have to stand on the yellow footprints. Oh, everything broke loose. I mean, you had 12 drill instructors coming on the bus screaming at you to get off the bus. And after that, it was just
fair games then.
Fair game.
That is hilarious, bro, because mine was a little different. I got a Greyhound bus to Georgia.
Okay.
Got off the bus. I was expecting that. Like, I was like, okay, they're coming at me. No,
Yeah.
The guy walks up to me, said, welcome to Fort Benning, and walked me inside this building, and they sit me down, and we started doing some paperwork, got my hair cut, and then we got on another bus. As soon as we got on that bus, that's whenever it was game on. So at first I was like, I was skeptical. I got off the bus looking around like,
Yeah.
what do you mean, how am I doing?
Right?
Is this a trick question?
I feel that. I definitely feel that.
Were you deployed? I don't remember if I asked you this before.
Yeah, I got to my unit I was in boot camp in 2013. I got to my unit in 2013. I deployed in 2014. So it was like a quick first seven months I was in. I got to my unit. 4 months later, we pumped out.
Iraq or Afghanistan?
We weren't even, it was supposed to just be a Middle East. But then my unit was the closest unit when the whole ISIS thing popped off in 2014. Mm-hmm. And so we actually got sent to Kuwait, like the Kuwait-Iraqi border on a Kuwait base.
That's right.
And yes, we were only supposed to be, we weren't even supposed to be there. And then we ended up being there for like 3.5, 4 months due to all the whole ISIS stuff going on.
Yeah, I remember you saying something like that. And because we talked about it. And Kuwait could be a boring place.
Yeah.
I mean, you train, you just basic. I know, and I've seen some Army units over there, and they would train just like if they were in garrison, which is, back at home at their home station. And that's all they did, except you're sitting there doing it in 120, 130 degree weather with sand everywhere and every crevice that you didn't even know you had.
It's a sandbox.
you didn't even know you could get sand in some of those spots, but it happened.
Yeah, I've definitely had sand in about every possible joint, body part you can think of.
Navy submarines. Yeah, so guys, this is Valiant. Adult Disney in the box, Marine veteran of 4 years. Getting to know him. If you guys want to be on the show, feel free to send Jenna or myself a hi, and we can work it out. We'd love to hear your story. Dalt, whenever you were in Kuwait, you were in the infantry.
Yeah.
I know how infantry guys are. Army and Marine infantry, they're all the same. We're a bunch of, for lack of a better word, a bunch of jackasses.
100%.
Kind of like guys that, in college, What was the best prank you saw whenever you were in country?
Oh man, there was quite a few.
Or part of. Or a prank on.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. I think the craziest one was our RCO had a 9mm, and it was like 3 in the morning, and like all of our little places where like our unit was sleeping, he came by and he shot his 9mm and joking around, and I think everybody in the barracks I've never seen myself wake up.
Oh, he so just started shooting it in the
he just popped a couple shots off in the sand. And I came out of my bed and like thought something was happening, and I think about everybody in our building besides maybe like 1 or 2 people woke up grabbing our flat Kevlar, it's like, what's going on? And then he came in and he just like laughing.
Oh, he did it outside. He did it outside.
He did it right outside, because like there's like we had like 4 sectors right here, and he did it right in the middle. And I mean, it's not very. I mean, you can hear anything going on outside, and I think that was probably That one probably was one of the best ones. I mean,
You
we've
had
tied
no
some
clue.
people. No, we've tied some people down to the racks and pulled their racks outside and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
that one was probably one of the best ones. It
Was
was
that
fun.
the
I mean, it
first
wasn't
time?
funny.
Was that what? Would that have been the first time you heard any kind of close
Uh,
gunfire?
no, actually, when we were going through the Guadalcanal, I know it sounds crazy, but obviously military people definitely know what I'm talking about. There was actually pirate ship, like people trying to literally overtake huge ships, and
Yeah,
they fired shots, and we had to fire shots back. So
gotcha.
I've definitely had to heard
I
that
didn't know if
before.
I didn't know if that was like your very first, like within your
Yeah.
first week there, and he just decided to scare
No,
the crap out
that
of you.
was
Because
probably
I
like that was
definitely,
probably like a month in. Actually, that was probably a month in.
I
Um,
don't. We didn't do anything like. We would have gotten in trouble for that.
yeah, and if I would have done that, as a Lance Corporal, I would have
Oh, you would
gotten.
have been done.
I'd have been NJP'd, but he's a CO, so he got away with it.
Yeah, nobody. Who's going to say anything? I mean, in the long run, it's just goofing off anyway, and nobody was in danger. So,
No,
but
hundred
if
percent.
you were to do it, they would not look at it that way.
Yeah, if you're not a CO or above and you do something like that, you're probably in some trouble.
No. The biggest thing that we did. So, well, it's probably one of the nastiest things. So in Iraq, we lived out. Well, both places. We lived out in the middle of nowhere. Or my company out in the middle of nowhere, separate from everybody. We had to actually dig a huge like pool type deal, and you
Yeah.
put tubes in there to pee in because we didn't have
Okay.
restrooms.
Sure.
Well, while this was happening, it was being used because nobody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then I did see a guy, and I mean, I acted like I didn't see him because I wasn't writing somebody up for everybody goofing off.
Sure.
Somebody while they were pissing, somebody actually pushed them in to the yeah. Yeah. So
Oh man.
I mean, if it was me, it would have been on, bro. Like I don't care who you
Yeah,
were.
I would have been fighting somebody. That's funny though. I mean, that's. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all fun and games.
It really is. I mean, you laugh about it now, but so you were there. Were you ready to leave Kuwait whenever you were done?
Yeah. We left Kuwait a couple times. And like I had my first, we'll say my first encounter. I was actually by myself with our chief warrant officer, and because he was showing us, like, me as a machinery, showing me where we're gonna go do things, and it was just me, a chief warrant officer, a Humvee driver, and our staff sergeant, and um we went out there, and he was showing us just like, hey, this is where we're gonna do some, like, we want to do some machine gun runs at, just in case. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a white Range Rover just comes ripping it up, and four people hanging out the windows with the AK, typical AK-47s, and that was my first encounter, and I was the only one with a rifle, so that was my first like time actually experiencing like close stuff. But
Now, during the moment, so this is a question for all the guys in here, whether it's military guys or just guys in general. I mean, every guy, everybody's macho, like, oh, I can do this. I would do this. I ain't worried about it. During the situation, did you just click in and you just roll with it? Or was there hesitation? Did you see people freeze? Anything
yeah,
like that?
I definitely had, like, I remember, like, chief warrant officers like, yo, grab your rifle, because my rifle was just laying up against our Humvee, right? We just sat down, we were just walking it out, and I remember him saying that, and I ran to grab my rifle, and I think at that time I was like, wait a minute, like, is this really happening right now? There's definitely like a couple second pause where I was just like, whoa, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't Mr. Macho at the time. I was kind of like, oh my God, this is good. This is what's going on right now. So I can't lie about it. Definitely was just like, wow, this is.
I asked that question because a lot of people, especially in the media, portray us to be just monsters that don't care, that just will shoot whatever that moves and all that stuff. And And I know a lot of times mentality, people see it in movies, and it's because you kind of have to build your mind to be that way.
Have to.
You're still human. You're
Yeah.
still going to think about it for a second. Different scenarios are different, of course. But I mean, there's guys, I've seen guys freeze up.
Yep.
Literally looking at a gun, a barrel of a gun. The guy just froze, didn't do anything, and which obviously you don't want happening. But it just shows everybody's human, and I hear about this stuff, and I hear about it in a bar. They're like, da 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 da. But then at the same time, the media portrays us to be just these trained killer monsters that don't think anything about it. So
yeah, I mean, I think it also goes to play. The first time you get, you hear a gunshot go off, and it's not friendly fire. I think eventually, like if it's your second or third time going around, eventually it just comes natural. You're just used to it. But I think
exactly.
I've had privates and PFCs that were like, I was their squad leader, and the first time we went and did gun ranges and stuff, they froze. They couldn't even pull the trigger, and I was like, if you can't pull the trigger now, you're not going to be able to pull the trigger when we're actually getting shot at. So I mean, you see it all over. It's crazy.
And that's just in training. They just can't even shoot the gun.
That's just in training. Yeah, that's in training. They're just so like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Or when we take them and we go throw grenades. They're shaking. And I'm like, hey, don't shake with that grenade. Like, hold that thing tight until I say launch it. Like, that's not a game. This isn't a game, I promise.
That's the thing. And grenade, look, guys, for those of you guys that don't know, grenades, you see those in the movies, big old fireballs, and everything just goes good, and like cars are flipping over. That doesn't happen. Okay, there's no fireballs, and I mean, there could be. There could be cases.
We're not shooting 40 Mike, I promise.
but not like what you see. But there's ranges. There's even training in the military for hand grenades. You have to.
40 Mike is like HEDP, Jenna. Sorry. So it's a highly explosive. It comes out of a Mark 19. It's like a grenade launcher. That will blow some stuff up, I promise.
Yeah. You had to dummy that out. You started describing that and doing all the acronyms. I'm like, yeah, bro, you still didn't answer that question.
My bad, guys. My bad.
But there's rangers for all that stuff. Ranges for all that stuff. And I'm telling you right now, like if you go, first time I threw a grenade, I had a death grip on that thing.
Absolutely.
And they sitting there saying, throw it and get down on it. And they kept reiterating. I said, trust me, I got it. I want to throw that thing. Yeah. You're standing there with a concrete bunker. I'm going to throw it. Yep. My ass is getting down. Like, you ain't got to worry about me, boss. I got you.
Right. Yeah.
But there's people that throw it, sitting there looking at it, and they have to get tackled. I've seen a guy. Well, not off topic, but I saw a guy in a hand grenade range. He's nervous, and he gets it, pulls the pin. He's ready. He's looking good. Throws it. It hits the wall into the bunker with him. So, of course, the drill safety, he's there. He grabs them. They jump. He throws their ass out the bunker. But I'm telling you right now, look.
Shrapnel.
It's not as easy as you got everybody in the movies show to do some of that stuff that you have to do, because I mean, just your nerves, your body don't react the way you would think it would. It's not like throwing a baseball.
No, and I mean, I thought it was. I was a pitcher, and so when they gave me that grenade, I probably launched that way farther than what I thought, because I just literally launched it as far as I could. But like you said, I seen some kid that was so nervous, he threw it and it hit the wall and just fell over to the other side. And I'm just like, if you have a live grenade in your hand, you would think that you would throw that thing as far as you possibly can.
You didn't really, especially the first time.
Thank you. Yeah,
remember
100%.
When they tell you, so you throw a couple and then you gotta cook them. You gotta cook a grenade.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'll let you explain. I've been talking enough. You explain cooking off a grenade.
Cooking off a grenade is from what we were taught is like you pull the pin and everything and you're holding it, and then you launch it. So it's like a late toss. Instead of like pulling it, launching it right away, you keep it in your hand for a second. Now obviously
you got to.
You could always cook a grenade, and if you don't throw it in time, you're gonna be missing a hand.
Blow up in your hand. Because your pin, you pull the pin and hold it, but if that spoon don't come off,
yep.
You know, it's like a spoon, the little latch that you'll see on a grenade. As soon as you flick that thing off, you got about 3 seconds. But they tell you, so in training, they tell you count to 3. So I've heard people tell stories where, oh, we played hot potato with a hand grenade and whoever threw it lost. Bullshit. If you ever hear anybody saying that, it's bullshit.
Yeah, you're not telling the truth, I promise.
but so because you flick it and then they're like count to 3. And the first time I did it, I was like 1, 2, 3. I fucking got rid of it, bro.
Hey, exactly. I mean, I'm not playing hot potato with no live grenade. I promise you that.
I was like 1, 2, 3, boom, gone. Get it out my hand. I ain't playing with you.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, then they make you do it again, and they're like, no, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and it's like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's like, you know, whenever you're playing tag or something, trying to go catch.
Oh yeah. I'll count to 3 the fastest I've ever counted to 3 in my life.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And then I always told people, like, you got to think about it. The people that put the grenades together, they're just like me and you, or Jenna,
100%.
or Hex, or anybody in here. They're just like us. What if they come in on a Monday morning? They went out with the girls or the guys on Sunday night, drunk, party. They're hungover. You don't know. They do this, you know, they could basically do this stuff in their sleep at this point. So who knows? Like, you know, a fuse might not be what a fuse should be. Right. Anyway, that's the way I look at it, because I'm telling you.
Yeah. Hey, grenades are awesome. I'll tell you what, the first time you throw them, they're like, oh, these, I don't have to throw any more of these for a while, do I? Like,
yeah. Yeah, they're awesome. Plastics are a little bit different. C4 or whatever, they're a little bit different, but. So what was the crazy? Okay, so we're on the weapons now, right? We're talking weapons. What was your favorite weapon, or whatever, while you were in?
The Mark 19. That's my baby. So out of like the light machine gun, that Saw 249 or whatever a lot of people call it, that shoots 5.56. Then there's your M240 Bravo, which shoots 7.62. It's a little bit ahead of your. And then you have the 50 cal and the Mark 19 are always mounted up on trucks usually. And the Mark 19 is my favorite. I mean, it's an automatic grenade launcher that blows stuff up. So if I got on that gun, that was 100% my favorite weapon.
Okay. Well, I mean, the 240, not the 240. The 50 cal could do the same thing. You put some HE round in the 50 cal. I mean, well, not quite the same thing, but.
Yeah, the 50 cal. I mean, if we're shooting long distance and I want to destroy some armored stuff, like I'm gonna take the 50 cal. But like sitting behind that like my little paddles and just launching grenades, I couldn't ask for a better time.
Yeah, you ain't wrong about that. My favorite one. Well, I was in the armor division, my first duty station. So the Bradley, I got to shoot out of the Bradley. So that was that was pretty awesome. But I mean. It was pretty awesome to see the effect that it made, but it wasn't. I mean, there's nothing like just holding, just
letting it go. Just letting it go. That's the best part.
So, and we used to. So I don't know how it was with you. We used to have family days, and we used to be able to get family come up and shoot weapons, and we'd have the guys that were married would have wives go, and they'd do like a little stress and shoot. At the range, it's a little short, 15 meters and stuff. Did y'all do anything like that?
We did family days, but usually all our stuff was just out so they could come and like we could take it apart with them, we could put it back together. We never, any family day I've ever done, there was no shooting involved.
Y'all didn't get to shoot at all?
No, they didn't get to shoot. They could come and pick the weapons up, fill the weight out and stuff like that, but there was no live shooting when I was in.
Yeah, we had live shootings, but I mean, obviously it was on a smaller scale with the 240s and stuff. They had a 10 round belt in there, you clamp that, cut it off.
That's super cool.
Yeah, but they weren't letting them to go out there and just run.
Run the belt up. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So Mark 19. So, you already explained that. Grenade launcher. If you could take any weapon, this is more of a question for me. Any weapon, but knowing the cost of ammo and have it at home, which one would it be?
Oh man.
Would it be a Mark
Probably
19 still?
Probably not, because I don't know if you guys know how much ammo 40 Mike HEDP rounds are, but they are not cheap. It would probably be a 240 Bravo, to be honest with you. I'd probably take the 240 Bravo that shoots the 7.62, because that thing, I've seen that thing thrown, dropped, and that thing runs like a charm. Sand in the freaking every crevice of the machine gun, and it still runs like a beauty as long as you take care of it. So I'd probably take the 240, because if we're talking about bank accounts, I don't know how mine's going to like me buying 40 Mike HEDP rounds for the Mark 19.
No, I don't. Well, no, your bank account definitely would not like it at all.
No, not at all. I don't think the
Kimber
government
45.
would like it.
They didn't use Kimber 45s in the military though.
Well, we didn't.
What did y'all? Okay. You're saying that's what you want. That's what you have. Okay, I see you.
What about you then, Bart? I mean,
it would be the 50 cal.
50 cal.
Yeah, but it would be the Barrett. It wouldn't be the machine gun version, just because. I mean, that many rounds. You know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be expensive.
The Barrett,
but at least with the Barrett 50 cal, you can have multiple. You don't have to have 1,000 rounds.
Yeah, no, you don't. You can have 20 and have a good old day.
Yeah, exactly. 20, you're good. Have some fun with it. We're gonna keep that.
Yes.
Let me calm my comments down on that one. Yeah. Well, no, I've shot the Barrett. It does, and I've shot the Barrett in country without ear protection, anything like that. And I promise you, the ringing does not stop in your ears for. I think it was past an hour, and it was still, I couldn't hear straight. But whenever things are really going down, you're not thinking, oh, hold on.
Yeah, let me put my ear pro in. I don't think I ever
earplugs in.
I don't think I wore ear pro ever, to be honest with you. And I think that's why I have some tendonitis and I can't hear the greatest, because you can't hear anybody on the machine guns, like the machine gun line, when you're talking guns, which is like he's firing right before he stops, the second gun's firing, and it's talking back and forth. You can't hear anybody if they're trying to yell at you. There's no way.
No. So you're coming home from Kuwait. I saw a question in the comments. What? So coming home, were you single when you were over there?
Yes.
Okay.
I was talking to someone, and let's just say it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. So there was a question in the comments I saw earlier. The come home stories. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you hear that. What was your, when you're getting out there, whether it was you or one of your brothers that you saw it, what was your favorite come home scene whenever y'all got back at home?
Oh man, I had a couple friends that were married, with kids, so that was pretty cool seeing. They haven't seen their kid for almost a year, right? So they see their little kid running up to him. I don't know what that's like, 'cause I don't have kids, but obviously the look on his face was just like priceless.
Yeah.
Obviously you guys hear all the stories about the men's deployed. I seen that happen quite a few times too on my last pump, or he comes home and she's pregnant and he's been gone for 9.5 months. That's not possible. I've seen all those. So, but the best one was like seeing some of your friends' little kids. Like, one of my friends has 2 little kids, and I was over at their house all the time, so they knew me as well. So like seeing his little kids run up to him, that was probably one of the coolest things.
Exactly. So Jenna is instructing me not to answer that question, to not elaborate on mine like I do. Okay, so good. I guess I should listen to my I should listen to our talent scout there and keep my mouth shut on that one. So what was the first thing? I don't know if I asked you this, but Mr. J and everybody was here and we were talking about food. We were talking food, and I'm not sure if you were in the comments and you asked. And I know overseas in Kuwait you guys have food, but you had your fair share of MREs, yeah?
Oh yeah, 100%.
What was your favorite MRE?
Ooh, my favorite, which was very rare. If you found one and you weren't an NCO, you would not ever get it. Is probably buffalo chicken.
Buffalo chicken.
That
See,
would
that's
be
another one. I've never. That was after my time. I did not have buffalo chicken in mine.
Yep, that'd be the number one. But if you were a private, Lance Corporal, PFC, you were not getting that buffalo chicken. If one of the senior enlisted found out that you had buffalo chicken, they'd be like, "Hey, private, come here. Here you go. Here's your vegetarian. Here's your vegetarian MRE. Give me that."
It's the same way, bro. I was an NCO, so like it was the same way. Like if I all of a sudden, well, a lot of times, the soldiers would bring us one or whatever, and I look at it, and it's like a veggie burger. I'm like, "What you got?"
Yep.
And they over there were like, my favorite was chicken with noodles. So they were there like, "Oh, I haven't got one yet, Sergeant." And like, so I just give them that look, it's like that daddy look, like, motherfucker, lie again.
Yes.
So then they just hold it out with their hand. But yeah,
that buffalo chicken or spaghetti and meatballs. That was my.
Here's the thing, guys. Like as an NCO, as a non-commissioned officer, and as an officer, like you make sure your soldiers eat before you eat. But that doesn't mean they're gonna get the best damn MRE.
Best.
If there's not enough MREs, they're gonna get it.
Yep.
But it does not mean they're gonna get the best ones. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I've had plenty of good MREs taken from me.
It holds true to every branch that I've seen. Any of the higher ups, their soldiers always got their food before us, and that's just how it was. You do have to take care of them, and every once in a while, I'll let them get a good MRE. But that was only whenever I had something like spaghetti and meatball or something like that. Then I would have the other one that's better.
Absolutely.
So guys, MREs, if you don't know, it's meals ready to eat. That's what you eat when you're training, or if you're over, in Iraq, Afghanistan, wherever. And it's just a meal in a box, and it's not the greatest, but you learn to love it. And actually, one of my other shows that I did whenever Mr. J was here, I'm gonna get some MREs, and on a regular stream, not on the show, because the show, maybe on the show once they're here and there. We're gonna cook some up. We're gonna cook some up. Maybe I'll have some cooking up over here.
Still.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna try. So you get home, my man. What's the first thing you did when you got back stateside and you were actually able to leave post?
Oh boy.
The first thing. No. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Like, we want to know what's the first thing that somebody does when they get back.
Oh, I mean, I have a nice meal that I've been waiting for, go get like a steak or like chicken wings. After that, I go to the bar. And after that, I find me a good-looking gal that I'm going to hang out with. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. And we'll leave it at that.
Party, let's go.
Yeah, it's a party for sure.
He brought
out the first three things I did.
He brought out the party parrot. That's what Dalton did. He let that parrot out the party.
And that's how Dalton became a father. I'm not a dad, I promise, guys.
Did you have to wait? Did you have to wait a certain amount of time before you got to go out?
Yeah, I think it was I want to say it was 24 to 48 hours, so we could do a weapons count, so we could do a head count, so we could do all inventory stuff to make sure everybody that left is back with us. And then everybody's equipment is there. So I want to say it was 48 hours. Obviously, people could come, families were there waiting for us to pull up. But yeah, I think it was 24 to 48 hours until they got all the counts done. And then they're like, okay, you guys have a 96, right? Which is 4 days off, which if you get a 96, that's brilliant. You're the happiest person. You're the happiest military guy could ask for is a 96. So
absolutely.
From there, it just became how much money do I have in my bank account? Cool. How much how much trouble can we get into? Sweet, let's do it. Like that's what it came down to.
Mine was a little different. My first deployment in Iraq, I went back to Germany, is where I was stationed, and we had it planned to where everybody had any type of weapon or sensitive item on them.
No,
and we decided we just stayed up until everything was accounted for. And then we were released. We, went back to the barracks or wherever, slept or whatnot, and then you were free to go.
Yeah, and I want to say I think
the second one lasted a little bit longer.
The first day when we got back, it was a party though. Don't get me wrong, but it was a barracks party.
Oh yeah.
So,
and I'm not allowed to answer that question either. From what Jenna says, why not, Jenna? But like, I got some good stories about my times back when I got back over. I'll talk. Look, so I will say this. I will say this: when you first get back to the barracks, first thing you do, you take off your stiff, salty. I don't care how clean that uniform you thought it was. It's not clean. And my family told me it wasn't clean. They're like, "Man, you stink." Like I went home on mid-tour leave, and I thought I saved the uniform, didn't even wear it. And they said they straight up told me that I stunk. And I said, well, damn, I thought it was smelling good, bro. So I can imagine what the people on the airplane and everything else thought. I was like, shit, I wish I'd have known that sooner. But but once we got back to the barracks, you got your uniform off, bro, and in Germany it was a group shower. It was a public, like it wasn't just, you didn't have your own bathroom.
Okay.
It was,
sure.
You had 5 shower heads on one side, 5 on the other. There was no curtains, no nothing. You were just there. It was like football,
Yeah, just like football or boot camp all over again.
Yeah, so you just in there, and man, everybody. So in our barracks room, we got back late, But in our barracks, the vending machine had beer. First thing you do, you start fucking popping out beer, and there were people on Rear D. That did not deploy. They would stock up some of our refrigerators because they knew us or whatever.
Sure.
And that's what you did. You went into your barracks room, you took your uniform off, you grabbed a couple beers, and you just went in there and stood under hot showers. Yeah, good times, great times. You get to know each other.
Great times. Yeah, I don't know what our other branches
not like
obviously.
That. Stop it.
I know, like when I went to boot camp, we had showers, right? When I played sports, we didn't have football. So I never really had to take group showers in high school or college. We all had our own thing. So like they walk us in when I went to boot camp, and they're like, everybody take your clothes off. And then we walk down like all these, there's like 10 shower heads. And they're like, hey, double up 2 you guys under each shower head. So I'm just kind of like, all right, okay. So I take my clothes off and I'm just scrub-a-dub-dub, trying not to make eye contact with anybody. But as soon as you do, I was just like, oh, that was weird.
Dude.
Like,
so it's the same way.
Some people won't do it. Some people like literally refuse to shower. They're like, no, I'm not getting naked in front of all these guys.
They went. So during my basic training, there's 50 people in one bay, 50 people, and they said, all right, y'all got 5 minutes, shower up, da 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 da. Me. I mean, I was older. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna get shit done.
Right.
There were some people over there, sit down, relax, take their shoes off, da da da. Everybody's in there trying to rush in and out this thing like a dang car wash, you out.
Right.
So then we're all done because you had to get it. You had to toe the line whenever you were done. There's a line that you have to stand on for those that you don't know. So we're standing there at attention. There wasn't even people. They were just now getting into the showers. Drill sergeants like, So we got everybody back out. We're all toeing a line, and look, I've never been skinny. Sure. And these towels that they give you in the Army, they're like hand towels. You got your towel. They're like hand towels.
Yeah, for sure.
Kid you not. So you're hand towels. So you're over there, bro. I'm over there like tying it up, like like trying to tuck just enough to hold it up, and I'm standing there. Like, so when I'm standing there, I got my hand next to it, like kind of holding it up there. Well, these little guys that, they came from wherever, they thought they were hardcore. They were going to do what they want to do. Weren't going to listen. So they made us start doing push-ups. I already knew in my head, I'm like, as soon as I get down to do push-ups, this towel's falling off. Like, I'm done. So there I am. My little guy's just hitting the ground every time. So, you know, and mind you guys, I'm 23 at this time. I joined when I was 23. So I'm sitting there like, I'm pissed. Like I'm 23. I've already lived a little bit of life. I didn't just get out of high school. So I am mad. So then we do that. So then they make us do the shower drill again. And at this point now everybody, cause I can't remember how long we were. I mean, they were straight smoking. It was flutter kicks, push-ups, everything.
Oh yeah.
So now that we're doing it again, now it's a mad rush. All 50 people in there trying to get under 10 shower heads at once. Man, people's stuff was touching me, and I don't want them touching me. You can't do nothing about it. You ain't asking to pass nothing. You just like, man, I'm telling you, I'm not even kidding you. And I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day because I was so pissed. And the guy in the bunk next to me was one of the ones sitting there, bro. And I told him, I said, you pull that shit again. Well, I mean, it's true. Well, we'll talk about that on another episode. But there's things that happen behind the scenes if you're an idiot and you get punished because of them.
I mean, the first time they gave me my underwear in boot camp, I looked at them and I said, you guys don't give out briefs? And they were like, nope. And I was like, they handed me a bunch of these little whitey tidy Fruit of the Loom underwear. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't wear these. And they said, too bad. And I was like, okay.
We had those too, but ours were tan.
Yours were tan? Yeah, I just had the little white ones. And you always knew the dudes that pooed their pants because they'd be walking down the line and you see stains on their underwear. Swear. Everybody yelled. You picked those kids out and everybody laughed at them because they're like, dude, did you really do that?
Hey, I'm telling you, and they don't look. They don't care about what size you are. They may ask you what size you are, but they don't look. They just throw that shit to you. Oh, so yeah. You could have some little dude wearing drawers I could be wearing, and I'm wearing his drawers, looking like I'm, like the guys in what country is Spain and stuff or whatever, where they're wearing the little tight Speedos.
Yeah,
that was me, bro. That was me, bro. That was me 100%. Brazil, there we go, Brazil. That was me 100%. And I was like I said, I was never a skinny dude.
I mean, I gained like 20 pounds in boot camp.
I lost about at least 20 pounds in boot camp in basic training. Yeah. So guys, this is Valiant. We've been hanging out, shooting the shit with Dalt. Every Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern. Dalt, man, we ran out of time. I knew it would happen. It always happens. Good. We're gonna have you on again, bro. You're always fun, and I don't even know what to say, man. I appreciate it. Is there anything you want to say or ask before you get out of here?
I mean, not really. I know there's a couple people in here tonight that said they're like didn't have like the cool stories or anything like that. Just kind of, if you should do it, just to get. I mean. One, you can just tell everybody your experience. Just because you didn't deploy doesn't mean you can't come onto the show. I know a lot of people that's never deployed, so it's not that big a deal. It's just to share your story, and you get to hang out with Bart.
Yeah, I mean, there could be worse things, right? There could be worse things than hanging out with me, I guess. I mean, every once in a while.
And Jenna.
and Jenna's a little giggle ball. She's going to ask all the questions. If you guys have any questions for me next week, because at the beginning of the show, Jenna will ask me questions, and it doesn't matter what the question is, she'll ask it, and I'll answer it. If I know the answer to it, I'm going to answer it. Dalt, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thanks, man. Everybody, thanks for having me. I appreciate all you guys.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Sounds good.
But guys, to reiterate on what he said, if you guys served or are serving now, whether you deployed or not, that's the whole thing, though. Show Valiant. So valor, valiant does not mean that you did something, or it's courageous. You did something courageous, right? And a lot of people they think of it as in like wartime and everything else, but a lot of people don't realize I can guarantee you 90% of the people in this stream right now did not serve, but they appreciate our service. So we want to hear your story, because it takes cojones. You know what I'm saying? It takes courage to go talk to a recruiter. Trust me. I was not, when I went and talked to the recruiter for the first time, I wasn't ecstatic about it. I wanted to join, but I was a little like, this guy might freaking just haul me off right then. You know, you never know. It takes courage to even go do that. And then especially to actually go into the military, it takes courage. I mean, you're taking time away from your family because 9 times out of 10, you're going to be moving across the country. You're not going to be at home anymore. You know, so guys, if you want to be part of the show, Jenna, go ahead and please make a comment in there. Was I scared of mom? I was scared to tell my mom. I was scared to tell my mom when that I joined because I didn't really. I talked to her about it, but I didn't talk to her about it right away. I did it. I was like, you know, better ask for forgiveness than permission. So that's what I did. So if you guys want to be part of a show, if you've been in the military, if you're in the military, please reach out to myself or Jenna. My Instagram is in my bio. Jenna is somewhere in the comments writing stuff down, giggling about something, I'm sure. There she is. See, giggling. Any last minute questions for me? Jenna, I appreciate you. Everybody, please favorite Jenna, favorite Dalt, favorite everybody that's in the comments. Come back every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern. We will every week have somebody new. We will have past guests again, just because, as you saw, me and Dalt just ran out of time. Me and him just talked for almost an hour, and I still had more stuff I could talk to him about. So. And you're gonna get to know how it really was in the military, not what you see on the news and what you see in the movies. I can guarantee you that, because if they start giving me generic answers, I will dig a little bit more. I will definitely have them be truthful. Some questions are off limits to some people, and I understand that. But if you guys would, please hit that favorite if you have not already. Reach out to Jenna, Mom, Pop, Jenna, everybody, appreciate you. And I am, thank you, Angie. Yo, seriously, everybody, appreciate you. I appreciate the support every weekend, every night, any time of the day. If you guys have questions about the military, please just come and ask, even if it's not during the show. I am not going to get off, but I do need to go and change my picture up and everything real quick. I'll stay on for a little bit so Jenna can get in the box. And Angie, thank you. Favorite sidearm, everybody. Jenna, make sure you write these questions down. If y'all have questions, please put them in the comments. We will answer them in future shows, I promise. Hi, Angie. So, guys, that was Valiant. Appreciate it. What do you guys think? Oh.
Little box. Oh,
appreciate you, Art Man. Little box. She's such a dork. Hold on, let me change my picture real quick.
Okay. I was going to get on and battle you, but I don't think I have the ambition to actually get on. I'm just going to sit up here and drink.
All right. I'll be right back, Jenna. I'll be right back.
All right. Get a beer while you're up. No, look, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hey, Blake, thank you. Oh, hi, Andrew. Hi, I'm Jenna. I'm new to the app. Angie, thank you. Beach girl. Hi, everybody. Hold on. I'm here for Jenna's clout. You came to the wrong stream for that. Hold on. We're out of beer. So, I'm not at my house. I'm at my parents'. Jenna usually does. Diver! I'm at my parents' house, and my mom goes, I put beer in the fridge. Perfect. Yo, what up, everybody? Alexa, volume 3. Yeah. That works. We can do that.
Oh. What's going on here? You got a dragon coming? Come on, meet me.
Kitty.
What happened? What'd you say? What can we do? Yeah, Jay, yeah. Right at 11 o'clock, brother. It ended.